guys tuning in. Tonight is our live chat. The question was, is it possible to remain friends with an ex? Are there stipulations? Give me a few minutes because we're getting all the cameras set up. You guys will definitely have to excuse the attire because I had class today and that was my priority for the day. We're getting everybody logged in. Hi, how are you? Class was fantastic. I sent in one of my essays and that was incredible. It felt good. I felt powerful. So I'm feeling really excited. Like really excited. Oh, here we are. Okay, so we're gonna share. We're gonna intershare all of these links. That way I have everybody in one area. As you guys know, I kind of run all over the place. How is everyone lately? I feel like we haven't done this in a while. Hello, darlings. How are you? Where's everyone tuning in from? I am in the States right now. Australia. Wow. Well, I haven't been to Australia yet, but I'm working on it. All right, we got one more to set up and then we will be good to go. This takes a minute. Okay, so I think we're almost there. We just gotta share this with one more page and then we can start the conversation. LA, Columbus. Is it Ohio or Georgia? Oh, it's afternoon. It's a little bit early in LA right now. I haven't been there all year. I need to get back. Ohio. That's cool. I was actually born in Detroit, so I know where that is. Got a day off because of snow. How's everyone feeling about this snow day we're having? You know what? I just got back from Denver and I don't mind it. If we got snow, it would be okay, we got snow. I would not mind it right now. Okay, we got one more. All right, guys. So, yes, I'm in my sweaties. All right, so here we are. We have everyone sorted. Can everyone see me? Can you guys hear me? Or is the music too loud? Fiona, yes, that is my daughter. Well, adopted. I had to throw that out there before people be on, Paradise, you have a child. Okay, so we're going to have a discussion and I want you guys to be honest, open. Oh, that's so awesome. Well, pleased to meet Fiona's best friend. And just go with it. There is no right or wrong answer. This is a no judgment environment, obviously. I want to know what you think. So as you guys know, I run the Catch a Falling Star Foundation. And every now and then we get questions in our inbox from people asking us, you know, different things. Lately, it's been a few relationship questions. And so I decided that this time I would go and address this personally because I can answer something from this, but it's different for everyone. So like I said, there is no right. I believe that there are stipulations for most things. I say yes, it is possible to be friends with an ex because I am friends with mostly all of my exes. The thing is, they want to know, is it possible to be friends with an ex even after the relationship has ended a bit roughly? I can personally say yes, it is possible. However, there are boundaries. I meet required boundaries. A little bit about my situation. The person and I were dating for an extended time and things just didn't work out. People grew and, he's not the person he was. That doesn't mean that it's like possible to date, but he's not, I don't hate him. So I do not feel that it was necessary to not be friends. However, if you're coming from a domestic violence situation, it is perfectly natural to not want to be friends. Understand that you are not obligated to entertain this person in any capacity unless there are children involved. This is where it gets a little bit. I believe in co-parenting. Two parents do not have to be friends or anything to raise a child properly. I believe that you should be civil and respectful of each other for the sake of the child. But if you cannot have an honest friendship, keep it clear, keep it clean. If you're in a relationship with someone else and you're exercised, hey, I'm going to grow and I want to be friends, I think it's important to communicate that with your current partner of, hey, I'm friends with this person. Yes, we did date. No, it's nothing more than just being friends. Here's the thing. A person is going to do what a person wants to do, whether you say, no, I don't want you to be friends with them or not. You can't put those restrictions on people. I mean, you can try, but all you're going to end up with is a lot of rough situation, arguing, and that is going to cause your new relationship, a lot of strife. You have to have trust. Me personally, say I'm dating someone and his ex comes back in the picture just as a friend. I'm going to trust the person that I'm in a relationship with to remain behind that boundary line. I'm not going to put my demands out there, say, well, you better not. I'm going to say, okay, well, be careful. I believe in giving people enough rope to hang themselves. Kind of a weird phrase, but whatever. If you love me and you respect me, then you will respect our relationship to keep that friendship or whatever strictly platonic. However, if you can't, that your spouse or person, significant other now has a decision to make. Okay, am I going to be loyal to the person in my life, or am I going to investigate these possible feelings and screw up everything else? You as the person, as the significant other, you kind of don't have a say. You only have a say as to how much you're willing to put up with. Me personally, as I said, I'm the type of person, I will give you the trust and allow you to destroy it. So yes, I am friends with mostly all my exes. I think except for maybe like two. One of them, nobody knows what happened to them. They kind of fell off after high school. And another one, we're not enemies, but I wouldn't necessarily say we're friends. If they know that if they needed someone and they called me, and obviously I will say, okay, what is going on? I would hear them out. But we're not necessarily like plugged in tight best friends. But for me, if I'm seeing someone, that ex understands that there's a boundary. The relationship is different. You are now in the friend zone. This means no inappropriate jokes, comments, things that would naturally happen between two flirting people could no longer happen, especially when it's an ex. It's so easy to fall back down that rabbit hole. So I believe it just depends on open communication. Let's hear from a few of you. Benny, if you're not dating anyone. Benny says, I would say yes if you're not currently dating anyone. Otherwise, your current partner may not like it. This is very true. This is why you must have open, honest communication, not just with your current partner, but you must have open, honest communication with your ex. Let them know these are the situation. This is the boundaries. There are stipulations to myself and an ex being a friend. For instance, a high school sweetheart and I, we talk all the time, but they understand that there are stipulations to them being in my life. There's no walking down memory lane. Yes, we had a great time, and yeah, we can talk about fun things, but there's a balance there that has to be respected. And they, above all most things, must respect the current person in my life because that's what's important to me. The friendship is important, but it's not as important as the person that's in my life. Otherwise, I would still be with that person. You guys see where I'm going with this? Another person says, yes, absolutely, especially if there are children involved. Yes, like I said, I believe in co-parenting. You don't have to be best friends, but you have to respect each other, especially when it comes to children. My biggest problem with parents is, for instance, a typical scenario, the mom will get mad at the dad, they separate, whatever. And then it's usually the mom says, no, you can't go see your dad. He sucks. He's this, he's that. No. We're not doing that. It's 2019. We're being grown-ups this year and forward. When you have children involved, whether you get along with your ex or not, you have to be respectful because you guys obviously love each other enough to be in that situation. Rare occasions is probably a random hookup, whatever. But no matter what happened, you guys liked each other at some points to make that happen. So you have to respect that with the child. The child didn't ask to be put in the middle of you guys' situation. So you must understand in that. So do you still like him and would you date him again if his act is together? That is a very good question. So I personally, I've been in those situations where I wondered, I'm getting Dragon Ball Z here, where I wondered, hey, they kind of grew. Is it possible? Is that fire died out? What should I do? Here's my advice. And it's not the greatest advice. You may not like it, but I think when two people break up, like really break up, you've got to have some time apart because you need to figure out, do I still like or love this person? Is this person worth me fighting for, or can I live without them? I don't mean the whole, oh, I can't live without you, my heart is going to stop. I mean, hey, am I going to get jealous every time I see you with someone? If I am getting jealous, why am I getting jealous? Am I jealous because I care about you, or am I jealous because I just don't want to see you with someone else? You've got to be very careful with that because there are people in your life that they may not want you, but they don't want someone else with you either. So they will play and they will pretend like, no, you got to come back to me just so you're not with someone else. They don't want you, but they don't want anyone else to have you. So you have to understand this is a completely different scenario. To answer your question, Christopher, I do like my ex as a friend, but I wouldn't personally, because of his and my experience with each other, personally date him now. Getting to know the person he is now, I am very proud of him. I mean, we were kids when we got together. However, and he and I have had this conversation. Well, we are two different people even more now. And where my life is and where his is, it's not compatible. But we are still friends. 20 years or 50 years later waiting. Now that's different. I can't say. I mean, I have couples and that comes to my foundation for counseling and they met when they were in their 20s. It did not work out. One of my favorite couples, they recently got married and they are in their late 40s going into 50s and they got back together. It took such a long time and the broken road and all these things, but they found their way back to each other. I believe wholeheartedly in love, true love. So I do believe that this is possible. I do believe that sometimes you can meet the right person at the wrong time. But if you love each other, you're not going to destroy each other. Understand what I just said? If you love each other, you are not going to destroy each other. I dated this guy in high school and it was a really bad breakup. We said some horrible things to each other. And sure enough, we were kids. We were dumb kids, but it took a while for us to grow up and forgive each other because those words hurt and they stuck with us. Now we're in a great field and we're friends and everything. And I love his wife. Like, she is awesome. But, that situation was still there. I've dated other people. And the situation, one of my exes that nobody kind of knows what happened to, we ended up not ever speaking again. I hurt his heart and yeah, we were not able to be friends. We were not able to mend our friendship. Here's the thing. If I'm being honest about that relationship, we were not the best of friends prior to getting into a relationship. So I think that had something to do with it. I believe that two people who are great friends, like a great foundation, even if you don't work out, you're not going to destroy each other. You're going to say, okay, this may not work, but we can still be friends. Now, if a person has hurt your, abused you and went through this process, that is a tough situation. I do believe in forgiveness, not for the person that, did the hurting necessarily, but for yourself. But at the same time, the psychology major in me says people do grow and change. So I can't say the guy that you were dating that was shitty or terrible, or the girl that you were dating that was just absolutely horrible to you at one point of your life, not to ever forgive them and be friends. I'm just saying, keep your mind open, keep your eyes open, look for those trigger behaviors. I do believe people can grow and change. So, and I believe in soulmates and I believe in true love. So I do believe that two people can meant to be together, and a lot of stuff happen and they not be together, and eventually they end up together. But I do not believe in waiting necessarily. Like, don't put your life on hold waiting for this person to come back into your life, because what will be will be. I believe that God bless the broken road. That is one of my favorite songs by Rascal Flatts, and I believe it's very well true. Where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. Now, there are situations where two people were best friends and they just, a lot of love. Like, they didn't stop loving each other, but they stopped being in love with each other. And that's normal. Sometimes that happens. People grow, you change. No one stays the same for 10 plus years. I don't care who you are. So understand that this is typical behavior, but if you grow with each other, gonna last, in my opinion. I've had friends that, we were best friends, but where my life was going, I kind of outgrew them. I believe that is definitely possible in a love relationship, that you can outgrow a person. If a person is stagnant, but your life is, kind of elevating to a different plateau, then you're not going to be on the same page as you were when you met. As I say, the honeymoon phase is over, you got to have something more than just fatal attraction to each other. You have to have some type of substance. So I believe in family creating a foundation. If you think this person is important to you, yes, hold on to that friendship, but don't hold on to anything that hurts and destroys you. It's not worth it. That is a good question. The person is asking, well, what about if it did end badly and everything changed now and the love and the passion never died? That is tough. I believe that when two people truly love each other, that passion doesn't just disappear. Like, you can put it in a box, stick it in the closet and say, be gone with you. But unfortunately, if you don't want those feelings, you're going to hide from them, and they're going to pop up at the most inconvenient moments. And they're going to cause you to behave in ways that you wouldn't normally do. It's because you haven't dealt with that. Now, you have a decision here. You have to decide, is this relationship worth me pursuing and possibly fighting for, or do I need to completely let go? If you're choosing to let go, don't wait for closure from the other person. You have to understand you may not get that closure from this other person. You and this other person might be on two different fields where you're like, okay, look, this is never going to happen again. This is the way it is. We're just going to accept this. And that other person, their actions might be saying something, but the words not. So they might say, well, yeah, I'm done with this. And they might look as if they're moving on, but they're constantly messaging you. They're constantly, every random 4 to 6 months, they pop up in your world. Be careful of falling into bad and old habits. Trust me when I say be careful. Old habits die hard, and it's easier to go back to what you know than it is to say, okay, you know what, screw this. I'm going to be maybe alone or whatever the situation is. I'm going to do this for me. That is this. It's tough. It really is tough. There's no right answers. What I believe you have to do is say, hey, what is healthy for me? Does this person give me the adequate time I deserve? Does this person treat me with honor and respect? It's a yes or no. That's it. If they don't, cold turkey, cut it off, move forward, block it, whatever you have to do, put yourself in an unapologetic, healthy environment. I don't care if it's friends, lovers, relatives. I don't care if it's your freaking mom or dad. If someone is causing you pain and anguish, cut that cord because you deserve better. But you have to think you deserve better first. Now, if the person, I don't know, maybe 5-10 years later, they've grown, they've gone through their chasing Jupiter around, whatever. And then they come to you and say, hey, I was an idiot. I want this back. Again, you have to look at the situation of, are you healthy for me? Do not, under any circumstances, jump back into it because it's going to feel good. Especially if that passion never was extinguished, it's going to feel like the thing that you should do. But here's the thing. Kind of the naughty things always feel the greatest. I mean, look at our eating habits. You have a salad or you have a juicy burger with lots and lots of toppings. The burger is going to taste better. What's going to taste better than the burger? The candy. But the candy is not great for you. You have to look at the situation like that. So if your ex is coming back to you saying, hey, I messed up, I want to start over. If you feel like you can trust them and they deserve it, start over. But you know what over means? All the way from the bottom. I mean, from the bottom beneath the foundation of, we're not friends, we're associates. Now you have to earn that friendship. Now you have to earn that trust. Now you've earned that trust. Now you have to keep earning. It's never going to be just falling back in the way it was the first time because this person has shown you a dark side to them. But you also have to see, are you capable of truly forgiving this person? Because don't get in a relationship with someone that you used to be in a relationship with. And then every time you argue, you bring up the thing that hurts. That is the worst possible thing you can do for a person that's trying to change. If you tell your ex, okay, babe, I forgive you, let's start over, then start over. Don't keep bringing up those problems that you had before, because what you're doing is you're still feeding into that. Means you haven't forgiven. That means you haven't let them go, and that means you can't move forward. So how are they ever going to grow and try to get the trust for you if you keep bringing up the past? If the past hurts you that bad that you need to continuously bring it up, that means you're not ready to start over, and maybe this situation isn't the best for you. So keep that into consideration as well. Someone says, no, you can't be friends with your ex if you're with someone. That's weird. I can't agree. I mean, I respect your opinion, but it is different for everyone. Like I said, I'm friends with all my exes except for maybe 2, but there are limitations, there are stipulations, there are boundaries. I can't express this word more. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Whereas my regular friends, well, they can come over, spend the night. I'm not allowing an ex to come spend the night unless it's like an emergency, especially if we haven't established firmly those boundaries. If you haven't shown me that I can trust you in that environment, because it's so easy. Oh, it's cold. Why don't you cuddle with me? And next thing you know, yeah, we don't want those problems, especially if you're in a relationship with someone. You should not be cuddling with your ex if you're in a relationship with someone, first of all. But again, like I said, communication, speaking with one another, deciding how you want to do this. If you're in a relationship with someone else and your ex says, hey, I want to be friends, that means your ex needs to be friends with your new person. If they don't like it, hey, that's tough, because the person that's in your life currently should be more important than your ex. Point blank, period. Yes. I do believe that, guys, I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe that I believe in soulmates. I do believe that two people who are meant to be together will find a way to be together. Whether that means being separated for a while, going through personal growth and coming back together, or just being friends. I believe that everyone that comes into your life is in your life for a reason. Now, that reason may not always be to be in a romantic relationship. That person might just be the bridge in your life to get you to the next point. That person might be in your life to teach you a lesson. I've dated guys that I'm just like, what was I thinking? But when I sat back and I look at the lesson I learned from the relationship, I said, okay, God bless that broken road. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving forward. And that's really what you have to look at it as. Don't down yourself. Don't feel bad because you got into a relationship where you're like, what was I thinking? I should have known better. Love makes you crazy. It does. There's no other way around it. Love makes you do things that you probably would never. But you have to love yourself first. If I can tell you guys anything, love yourself first. Because if you love yourself and you value yourself, another person come into your life, there's nothing they can show you that's new to you. If you love yourself and you value your worth, another person come into your life, you're going to tell them, you're going to have to elevate a little bit. Because you're people who don't know love and they experience love for the first time, they cling, they become codependent. I've been there. So you've got to embrace yourself. You've got to love yourself. You've got to follow your gut. Don't walk blindly into something. There's a saying that we accept the love that we believe we deserve. And I think that's true. A lot of times, if you come from a rough childhood, you go into a relationship and you say, well, this is better than, that. So maybe this is good enough. No, if it does not encourage you, if it does not lift you up, if it does not make you feel appreciated, it's not for you. Like I said, this could be your job. It can be a hobby. It could be anything, even especially a romantic partner. The person that you choose to give your heart and soul to is one of the most important decisions that we can make in our lives. Your partner is going to be with you in your future, and that will shape your future. So if you get with someone who's unwilling to grow, who's unwilling to support you, who's just consistently bland, you're going to do one or two things. You're either going to stick to being content and you're not going to grow, or you're going to outgrow them and you're going to resent them. So as you go into your dating, communicate. Say, hey, so this is where I am. This is what I'm looking for. Where are you? If the person you're dating can't communicate and they say, oh, this is too intense of a conversation, we're grown-ups, babe. If you can't have these conversations, goodbye. Because we're no longer dating without a purpose. Look, we're too grown now. We have built things to build, empires to shape. Me personally, I don't have time to invest my time, effort, and energy into an empty person. So if you're not on that level of, hey, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to be team this and build our empire together, it ain't happening. That means romantic partner or platonic. It ain't happening. And I advise you to take this and apply it to your lives. Like I said, whether it's friends, acquaintances, lovers, whatever, if the person's not helping you get to where you need to be to grow. Now, I'm not saying use a person. I'm saying if they're not supportive. And supportive doesn't mean they're always going to agree with everything you say and do. A person that's supportive is going to say, when you're screwing up, they're going to say, hey, you're screwing up. Let's get this in check. If your person is not willing to tell you when you're wrong, truly wrong, they're not for you. Because you don't need a yes man in your life. You need someone to challenge you. You need someone to encourage you. You need someone to inspire you. And you need to be the same for that person as well. If you're not doing it together, what are you doing it for? So to answer the initial question, is it possible to remain friends with an ex and are there stipulations? I believe, yes, it is possible to remain friends with an ex. Yes, there are stipulations. There must be boundaries. If you find yourself in a situation where you and your ex are just friends and butterflies start flying, if you're in a relationship with someone else, be honest of that. Be honest, and then be honest to yourself. Be fair to everyone. That's all it is communication. All right, starlings. I will speak to you soon. I've got to get some homework done. And tutuleo. How do I?